you for joining us. Let's get started. Could you please tell us about your work and what your research mainly focuses on?
Yeah, so my research is mainly focused on Charles Babbage's analytical engine. I've been annotating his work, and my true breakthrough was recognizing that a machine capable of manipulating numbers can also manipulate symbols. So that has opened up many possibilities beyond calculations.
Can you comment on why your work is important for advancing our understanding of the world?
Certainly, we are in an era where automation could revolutionize every field, be it astronomy, physics, or even arts. By designing machines that can not only compute but also follow algorithms to create art or music, we are broadening the capabilities of what a machine can do.
So you're basically famous for writing the world's first computer program, Nochi, which was designed to calculate Bernoulli numbers. So can you tell us more about that?
Of course, the analytical engine by Charles Babbage inspired me a lot. My algorithm was designed to operate on the machine, which unfortunately was never built. My method had the potential to transform how we understand computation.
Right, and speaking of Charles Babbage, you guys were like the dynamic duo of that era. So what was it like working for him?
Oh, Mr. Babbage, as I fondly refer to him, Sir Alphabet Function. His analytical engine is a marvel of engineering and mathematics. However, where he sees a calculating machine, I see a gateway to something greater, an extension of the human mind. We had our disagreements, but he was brilliant. He helped me translate Luigi's work, and I also ended up expanding on it with my own thoughts. That's when the Note G was born, and the Note G was my first computer algorithm.
So you're not just a translator, but you're also an innovator. By the way, you have mentioned before that computers can't create, only execute orders. Do you still hold that view?
Absolutely. The analytical engine doesn't have creative faculties. It processes what we instruct it to and nothing more. Even though Alan Turing disagreed, I stand by my views.
Fascinating. What are your thoughts on your tutor or colleague Augustus de Morgan's work or theories?
Oh, Augustus de Morgan. He was an excellent mathematician and logician. We have corresponded on various mathematical topics, and I have a lot of respect for his work. However, there has been some controversy around my contributions. People say they are not truly my own. I would like to clarify that my annotations on the analytical engine go beyond what Mr. D. Morgan proposed to me. He has influenced my ideas, but my ideas are much more broader on the application of the machinery.
A diplomatic yet firm stance. Finally, what would you say about elements of your work that might be proven false in the future?
Science is not a static field, it's ever evolving. If aspects of my work to be disproven, it would serve as a catalyst for further inquiry and refinement. Mistakes are but stepping stones. My goal would be to learn from these mistakes and adapt my theories accordingly.
So back in the 1800s, gender roles were a bit different. Women weren't found in libraries or lecture halls. How did you push through those barriers?
Well, I was fortunate to be born in an affluent family. My mother encouraged my education with finest tutors. My husband, William, also supported me by copying articles from the libraries I wasn't allowed to enter. Societal norms were against me, but my inner circle was not.
Imaginative indeed. Now this is purely speculative, but what do you have to say about some aspects of your work that have now been proven to be false?
Excellent question. In my younger years, I authored a book called Flyology, where I tried to understand flight by observing birds, even designing wings made from various materials. My methodologies were lacking in scientific rigor, but there are some errors which are not really failures. They are stepping stones on the path of discovery. I have been bedridden due to illness, which has also deepened my understanding of the physiology and another, it can be called as another realm of poetical science.
Okay, Miss Lovelace, your perspectives are quite unconventional. This has been quite an enlightening conversation.
Thank you. I'm looking forward to hearing from you.
Hello, Mr. Babbage. As one of the greatest minds behind the computational machinery, how do you view Ada's work, particularly in relation to the analytical engine?
Ada was, in every sense, a visionary. She didn't just translate the important work, she extrapolated it into different fields that I hadn't even fully considered.
Would you say she played a crucial role in the development of your invention?
Absolutely, she was instrumental. Her algorithm for Bernoulli numbers demonstrated the far-reaching applications of the analytical engine. She saw it as more than just a calculator and saw it as a device capable of intellectual feat.
How important was her work for the future generation?
Ada laid down the very foundation of computer programming. Had it not been for her, it would have taken us much longer to understand the full scope and potential of the computational machinery.
Lastly, would you consider Ada as the first computer programmer?
Without question, Ada was the first person who recognized the broader application of this machine. Her work was decades, if not centuries, ahead of its time. She will always be remembered as the first person to translate mathematical logic into machine operation.
Thank you, Mr. Babbage. It's been an honor, and thank you especially for giving insight into Ada's work. It was lovely meeting you.